Hello, everyone, and welcome to Smalltalk. This is the Smallville Retrospective Podcast. I'm one-third of your co-hosts. My name is Ryan Cam. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We are about to get ankle deep into Season 10, and these were certainly 2 episodes of this show, but we will get into that. But first up from 3 Movie Cinema, definitely not Matt, it's Jacob Collins. How are you?
I am great. I think these episodes were great. They really have an eyes wide shut feel to them, mixed with mixed with a Terminator type Demolition Man type vibe to the first episode, where an assassin's trying to kill a woman, and basically, I thought that really worked well. Only difference is why the fuck does Deadshot look like Jonah Hex? But we'll get to that.
And next is Matt Wyatt. Matt, how are you?
Doing good. These 2 episodes were not the best. They were fine. Especially the Supergirl one, I liked. But the other one,
Thank you, Matt. It looks like we're going to be on the same page tonight.
I totally agree. They made Deadshot the Western gunslinger Jonah Hex ripoff.
Read the lower third.
Yeah, I noticed.
I guess I was.
It felt like they just watched Jonah Hex and feel like, hey, let's use Deadshot as the Jonah Hex.
I thought Supergirl was a better episode, but I thought the first episode. Let's just say I like the story of an assassin trying to kill Cat Grant. I like that aspect of it. Do I think the whole episode's perfect? No, I thought the whole episode was kind of shitty.
I love the Carter Hall and Lois storyline. That was the better part of the episode.
I like the assassin trying to kill Cat Grant, although Cat Grant was fucking annoying.
Yeah, she was so annoying. She's another one of those well-known DC Superman characters in the DC universe.
She is actually great in Supergirl, played by Felicity.
I didn't really like her that much. Ugh.
I thought she was like a bitch, and I like that aspect.
Did you know that Cat Grant was in the Lois and Clark, the Dean Cain Superman show?
Yeah, I know. She was always trying to fuck.
She was constantly flirting with Clark. Basically sexual harassment in that Daily Planet.
And then, one episode she dated Metallo, and you had to find out that he's half man, half cyborg. Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, wow, that was our first introduction of Metallo. Was a cyborg man.
Just before we get into it, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, do the thing. We would greatly appreciate it. Just a bit of a programming note. We're only covering 2 episodes this week because next week we're going to be covering the 200th episode of Smallville, and we're going to be doing it watch-along style.
Will it be tonight, since this is recording a week ahead?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's
By the time you're watching this video, it would already be up, and it will be the day that we do the watch party for the 200th
I just want to say you're confused. I'm like, wait, I got to wait a week? I thought it was tonight.
Because we're recording. This is pre-recorded.
Yeah, this is all pre-recorded. So this will be next. By the time this airs, this morning it airs. That night we will be doing the watch party.
Next time on Smalltalk.
Yeah, well, that's why I have co-hosts, folks. So for when I screw up, they can come and make me look.
Yeah, we can come and call you out.
But your bullshit.
Yeah, so this is a double header this week. You're getting regular episode now, and then tonight we will be live watching Smallville episode 200, which is just amazing to think about.
Dude, I can't wait for you to watch that
episode. Let me ask you this, though, Ryan. What do you think is going to happen to 200? Do you think someone's going to die? Because remember, episode 100, we lost Jonathan.
Oh, yeah. The 100 episode called Reckoning in Season 5 was my second favorite episode of the series. It's in my top 3, and that was, every time I watch that episode, I cry every time I watch it.
Yeah, that episode was brutal. So I feel like there will be a death, but I'm not sure where. But we'll
be Clark's horse, and then they'll have like a horse funeral, and then they'll play like a sad music over, and Clark will get the dirt.
The Black Stallion.
And you'll just see Tess at the funeral with Snow Governor watching the dead horse bury it, and Oliver will be digging the grave, and and Lois will be there patting him on the shoulder, and then I'm just imagine if that was the case. Then you'd be like, "This is fucking stupid. This is basically."
Or what if someone dies? What if Oliver dies in that episode, and there's a big funeral?
Or what if Tess dies? Or what if Lois?
Or
dies?
Tess.
I mean, she's nearly died twice in this show, so
yeah, she did nearly die twice.
I mean, I will say that episode 200 is an intense episode. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's an emotional roller coaster ride from the 200 episode.
This episode though, I did enjoy part of it. That's all I'm gonna say. It feels like a shitty version of Terminator.
Well, let's
It's like
get
Sarah Connor. Yes.
let's get into Terminator Light. Let's get into season 10, episode 2, called Sierra Hotel Indigo Echo Lima Delta Shield.
Season premiere Friday, September 24th on the CW.
We all got a boat with our name on it. People about to die always think that special love won't be able to go on without them. But the truth is, that person will just find someone else to love.
Oliver tracks down his tormentor, Rick Flag, learns he exchanged him for Chloe, who died poisoned. Sure, Jan. And informs Clark, who helps him work out Chloe actually staged her fake death. Ah, there it is. On her daily planet assignment in Egypt, Lois meets archaeologist Carter Hall and soon suspects his story about reincarnated pharaonic prince is autobiographic. This IMDb synopsis. Ugh. Clark dislikes her staff replacement cat Grant, but saves her from a never-identified yet infallible assassin, Deadshot, and learns he was the actual target, actually hired by Flag, knowing Superman's weakness is his noble need to protect. So they did Deadshot dirty in this episode.
Yeah, they did.
Terrible.
I don't know why they had to make him a stupid Jonah Hex ripoff. Why can't they just be faithful to who Deadshot is? An assassin for hire.
Like I said, Arrow
who never
did it
misses.
better.
Arrow did it better. And you can say, well, we all know that the Suicide Squad from 2016 was fucking god-awful, but at least the Will Smith's Deadshot was better than what we've got.
I mean, I enjoyed the movie, but like, I don't like the villains. I think the villains are terrible.
Yeah.
Like in the 2016 movie, I think the villain's fucking awful. And
it was just badly put together for that trailer park.
Yeah.
Edited that movie.
I like the characters. I just don't like the freaking
Deadshot and Harley Quinn were the only best parts of that movie.
Yeah,
the
Enchantress.
Enchantress, like,
and I'm just like, it feels like you could tell she's not. And then at one point, she just doesn't move like that, doesn't even say nothing. She just goes. And I'm just like, what am I watching?
Yeah, but Deadshot and Harley Quinn were the only best part of that that god awful, atrocious movie.
Then they gave her own movie.
Yeah, and that didn't do well. But
they wanted to give Will Smith his own movie. In fact, he did such a good job that James Gunn was going to recast him for.
I mean, he originally was going to be in the movie, and then technically, like Idris Elba, like Bloodsport was pretty much the version of Deadshot. He does everything I do, but better.
Yeah, Will Smith did King Richards instead. He chose. King
Richards.
Yeah,
because he couldn't do the scheduling. There was the shooting schedule.
Literally nothing went wrong with that entire Oscar cycle. Nothing wrong whatsoever.
Yeah, it really just packs a slap.
He got the one incident where he slapped Chris Rock, and then he won an Oscar for that.
But, it kind of feels like they were not going to give him the Oscar, but then they were like at the last minute, like, what if we manipulated the votes?
Well, if we don't give him the Oscar, he's going to do something very dangerous. So
I'm surprised they haven't thrown him out.
He's going to slap whoever wins, okay? And they're going to go.
Hey, at least he dealt with humility publicly for years, and at least he did. That we'll give him that. And he got slapped in Bad Boys Ride or Die. I think it was No, it was like For Life. It had to be Bad Boys for Life. I don't know. I keep getting the names mixed up.
It was Ride or Die, but that was the most recent one.
That's still
four times he got bitch slapped by Martin Lawrence.
But I will say this movie kind of reminds me of two assassin movies. It reminds me of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and it reminds me kind of The Long Kiss Goodnight. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that one with Sam Jackson.
But it also kind of reminds me of the Indiana Jones, which Lois did name drop it, do that movie reference with Carter Hall in that scene. I'm
just saying that this movie it feels like it just has the stupidest thing ever is when they reuse Lana's wig from season 7. Where she has like a wig on and like doesn't.
Well, they use the wig from Tess. Remember that episode where she was trying to get out of that Daily Planet office with the checkmate?
And she's like, I was like, oh god. I'm like, first off, Then
They're
she just
reusing
sits there.
that god
She
awful
just
wig.
sits there too. She sits there and just like this, and it's just like, and all of a sudden he just goes, "Well, this is easy." Bam. And on his phone. By the way, I don't know. Technology it was not there yet in 2010.
No. BlackBerry.
They use a phone to go. Boom.
What was wild?
It's a magic technology. It's a magic phone, bro. It can do anything.
What was wild was that it was I'm a big NASCAR fan, but I had a bit of a lapsing where I didn't watch it for a lot of years. But I distinctly remember HTC because you could not escape that phone sponsorship. Like that and Nextel, you just couldn't escape those two. And so when I saw HTC, I'm like, memories. And so when I saw HTC, I'm like, wow, that's a brand that doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, just seriously, it's like also there are things I do like. I like how Hawkman is keeping tabs on Lois Lane for Clark, and I do like that we got our first appearance of Cat Graham, and I do like that Deadshot's hunting Cat Graham, only for it to be revealed that he's actually hunting Clark, and she was just using her as bait. I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah, but I will say, sorry if I'm cutting you off. I want to say one thing before I forget. The drinking scene when they were taking shots with Carter and Lois, that was so much of a callback to Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you've seen that scene, you'll know exactly where they got it from. It was literally a callback.
4 does it way, 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 way more of a nod than this episode because remember,
absolutely.
4, that basically they do the whole scene.
Did the desert, the one with Lex searching for the stone in the first episode of the premiere? Was it the desert?
No, the one where Lois is having a drinking game with someone at the frat house.
Oh yeah, the frat party. Yeah, the frat party. That's the one. The university of that met you.
And I'm just like, that's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, that was totally Raiders of the Lost Ark.
The only thing missing is the ominous dude in the glasses going, "We meet again, Fräulein."
We meet again, Fräulein. Here's the thing. I will admit that I love that the Carter Hall is not speaking in the fucking Batman voice. Hey Lois, how are you doing?
Because I'm Batman.
Why are you talking like this?
Because I have to.
At least he's talking in a normal voice for once. Like, what the hell? You're not Batman, dude.
Which I like that. I did hate one thing about that scene was that the fact is that she figures out. Oh, she tells him about Clark, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Yeah, let's drink about it. Yeah, everything you said is true. Yep. In fact, I'm Hawkman. Yeah." He's like, I'm just like, oh god. I'm like, come on. I thought it would be cooler.
You just literally gave that away, dude.
He just gave all that stuff away. I'm just like, come on. It's just like, I'm just like, dude, it's like, have a poker face, because she only suspects. She does not know.
Yeah, but Hawkeye's like, Carter's like, screw it. Might as well just rip the Band-Aid off at this point.
I keep saying Hawkeye too. Like,
I know, but
Hawkman.
We keep saying Hawkeye, Hawkman.
It's Hawkman, but we might say Hawkeye by accident because there's two people named Hawk, and it's like man and eye.
Exactly. Well, there's actually 3: Hawkgirl, Hawkman, Hawkeye.
Yeah, and then there's actor Ethan Hawke, Tony
Ethan Hawke,
and his daughter Maya Hawke.
There you go.
Yeah, and then you also have
there's
skateboarder
Tony Hawk.
Then you got Hawk Tua girl.
Oh,
Hawk Tua.
She returned to the internet. I'm sure someone asked for that.
We're pretty much promoting her shit at this point just by mentioning her name.
She's just gonna show up and go. He's got a Hawk Tua and spit on that thing.
But also, Cat Grant, how annoying she really fucking is in the show. How ignorant she is. She's listening to Gordon Godfrey on the podcast radio, talking shit about the vigilante heroes, the anti-vigilante haters. And she is so ignorant and dumb. It kind of just reminds me of the political that we live in the world today, that they'll believe in anything they fucking hear, and they just they're all in. Everything they say they agree with.
I mean, to be fair, the next episode, Barry Dutch goes in that direction.
Oh, yeah. Supergirl episode.
I've got some words about Godfrey, but we'll get to that.
By the way, doesn't it feel like the next episode feels like they just took the Marvel Comics Civil War and just basically said, we're going to run with this season, Matt?
Yeah, or the X-Men. No, mostly X-Men. The Anti-Registration Act thing, that was mostly the mutants from the X-Men universe.
Oh, yeah, No More Mutants storyline? Yeah.
Yeah, for that No More Mutants storyline. Yeah, that's kind of like what they're doing in this show.
But it
no
also
more
feels like very
vigilantes,
much
no
like
more
Civil
mutants.
War, though. Like I'm sitting.
I
there
mean,
reading,
yeah, it does pretty much the same. They're both like Civil War, X-Men
Spider-Man
combined.
in the comics reveals
Yeah.
his identity by because Tony Stark.
Yeah, he sided with Tony
Stark.
Stark. He revealed his identity to the world in the comics.
Yeah, and then they also have the Superhero Registration Act, where they want people to sign sign the Superhero Registration Act.
Yeah.
They're the superheroes. To which I'm just sitting there watching this, going, I feel like Smallville took notes, going, Marvel's never going to do this.
So I was looking through some old photos, and it's very similar.
With the Spider-Man 3 clip.
Yep, it's going in. It's
Cue
going.
the clip.
I'm just saying, like, it just looks like they copy pasted. It's like, and then a few years later, Jeff Johns will be like, and then a few years later, Kevin Feige will be like, all right, watch this. And then when they get there,
So it seems to me that they're now dealing with A storyline, B storyline. The A storyline with Darkseid, even though it does connect with the Vigilante Registration Act, but the Registration Act is another like a B storyline.
And then the Suicide Squad is the B storyline, which is the whole thing with the Mutant Registration Act, or the Superhero Registration Act.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, and then you got to see, and then there's another storyline, but I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, we're not going to say that. We're not there yet. We'll get
there. And I'm
there.
just thinking, what the fuck does this come from? So you got 3 different storylines, and the C storyline to me, out of everything, is the best storyline.
Yeah.
That is the best storyline out of all 3, and I'm like, you should have went with that storyline for the beginning.
I agree.
And then instead of A and B, because A and B suck, because B goes nowhere. A goes nowhere. I mean, A does go somewhere. But B basically just goes nowhere after a couple of episodes. You're just like I was watching with my mother one time, like the whole series, and her mom's like, they just built this shit up and then it just goes nowhere afterwards. You're just like,
right.
It's like they're building something big and then it's like, nah, not really.
For the Vigilante Registration Act, it went somewhere
and then it just, after a while.
And then after they resolve it, like, yep, let's move on.
Like, they resolved the storyline, but not like in the way you're expecting something big to happen.
It could have been more. It could have been more how they resolved that storyline. It
just goes nowhere. You're just like, oh, it's like
really? Did we really need to go there? And also with this whole Chloe thing, faking her own death after she traded herself for Oliver. What? But also, Rick Flag is trying to recruit them. Is trying to recruit these crime fighters, and she interrogates and tortures her. Then takes a cyanide pill, then takes the antidote, fakes her own death to be off the grid.
Tell me you have nothing for Allison Mack without telling me you don't have anything for Allison Mack.
And she is not. And here's the thing: if you watch that opening, she's not in the opening credits in this episode when she's absent in the series.
She's like, you know what? I got to go start Nexium. I'll be back.
I was gonna say she has to go attend a meeting, and like,
I had to go attend a meeting.
Oh, what kind of meeting? Yes.
Which I did not know this stuff, but I was reading. Apparently, the guy who played Zod, literally, she recruited him to the Nexium.
I did not know that one.
Yes, he was sitting there saying that. Yeah, he was a part of the Nexium thing, and I'm like, oh shit.
Holy shit!
But he's.
I guess he really is Zod.
No. He actually.
I'm joking.
He was. He was not part of like the rape.
No. Yeah, but she tried to recruit him.
Yeah, she recruited him successfully, and then he went to a couple of like meetings, and I guess he stayed there for like a month or so, and then eventually he's like, "Yeah, these people are nuts. These people are nuts." So it's.
Well, he made it out. That's what matters. But
Thank God.
They took him to the Phantom Zone.
Exactly.
One more thing that I wanted to bring up before I forgot. Like, Kat Graham's disguise makes her look like Jessica Jones. And I don't mean that as a compliment. Like, with the dark like wig and the glasses.
If she was cosplaying Jessica Jones, that would be it.
And she's like, please, I have a son. And like Jonah Hex Light is like, think I care? Like,
you think I care?
I like the red. I think the red just looks really cool on him. Jake, we're talking about the outfit change where Clark gets the red jacket.
Which the thumbnail that for the podcast, that's with the red jacket.
That jacket. I hated that jacket.
I didn't mind that red jacket. I actually kind of dug it. Yes, I kind of like that more than the trench coat from the maid.
It looks like he's Fonzie. Like he's like, hey,
he's like the red jacket of the Fonzie. Yeah, except he's Superman.
I leave it to those watching. I leave it to you in the comments. Do you prefer Grandma's Boy Matrix Clark, or do you prefer Red Coat Fonz Clark?
He zips up the jacket. If he would have unzipped the jacket, he'd have a pair
The
on.
Grandma's Boy reference, great. It's the future of gaming.
Well, you know, he looks like there. Looks
You
like
Honey, I hate your face. Please get on top of me.
you know what it looks like though. He looks like he's trying to be in Hancock, like he's trying to be like Hancock from the movie.
Yeah. I feel like they took notes from it. Well, no, here's the thing. The Hancock outfit was definitely a ripoff from X-Men. It was literally a ripoff
basically
from X-Men.
Like, okay, look, we can X-Men him. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, what do you prefer? Yellow spandex? He's like, you know, he's basically.
Hey, what would you prefer? The red and blue spandex?
Which would like circle back in X-Men 97 to what would you prefer? Black leather?
That was great. That was awesome callback. That was perfect.
I honestly love that show. That is a great show.
Yeah, X-Men 97, like speaking of that, it's the best adaptation for X-Men in any medium. More better than the movies, even though I love some of the movies, but the 97 peak.
97 is so good. I mean, look, I like both. I mean, even though I do think X-Men 3 is terrible and so is Dark Phoenix, but still.
No, there's just a lot of movies that I love from the X-Men universe, but there are some of them that are big misses. But this one was the more faithful adaptation for X-Men.
Which I will say about this though, I think the jacket's just terrible because it's just literally. I mean, I think maybe if he had unzipped it, like if it was just basically Clark's outfit from the earlier seasons with the red and blue coat, I think I would be fine with it. But the fact is he has it zipped up. And then he's just like this with his hair slicked back, and I'm just like,
that's Superman. He has a slick back. That's Superman.
I understand him being slicked back, but I'm like,
and also he can't wear the spandex suit right now, so that's just a temporary where he just needs to wear red and blue instead of just wearing the black suit.
I would rather him wearing the Grandpa's Boy outfit at least until like the last couple of episodes.
But also the green screens. We all know that it did not look good. The green screen.
No,
when he's standing on the rooftop of the Daily Planet, and he literally throws the fucking plane ticket. Whoa! Anyone can grab that.
I'm like, Clark spends all that money on a ticket to throw it off a building.
I know, you just wasted so much amount of money on a plane ticket and only to throw that shit away on the rooftop. Not very bright, dude. Not too fucking bright.
Clearly, those effects are the best that money can buy for the CW. Like it looks like something out of Food Fight or something.
No, there's even some worse in the next episode. There's even a worse.
Oh God, the billboard.
What about the familiar face with that one of the Meteor Freaks? Plastique, that's her name. A brief cameo.
That. She was like, when I saw the eyes, I'm like, oh, that's Plastique. She was in season 8. I was like, and then it's like, hey, welcome. He said, well,
what about that bullet piercing tattoo that they put on him with Oliver?
That was so
Oliver track. It was literally a tracking tattoo.
It's like, and then it just morphs on there. I'm like, it's like it makes the G.I. Joe nanomites look smart, like a great idea.
Hey, now they have advanced technology where now it's more like far-fetched MCU style.
Not to mention the symbol low key looks like the Hydra logo.
Yeah, Hydra.
It's just a skull and crossbones. It looks like just like a Pirates of the Caribbean symbol, but in a circle.
Yeah, the blockbuster.
Is that supposed to be like your logo for fucking Suicide Squad?
The blockbuster hull included Pirates of the Caribbean 3, and I just know it.
Yeah, but what about the skull and it has the X, which means because it's not just called Suicide Squad, but it's also called Task Force X.
Also, didn't they say in season 9, Lois, that Luthor Corp sold the Daily Planet? So why the hell is Tess still running it?
Yeah, I don't know if I remember they did.
Because remember they got fired because he did since Luthor Corp sold the Daily Planet.
Yeah, you're right. So that's kind of odd that she's still working there.
Yeah, like what you do? You'd be like, you know what? I changed my mind. Get the hell out of here.
But I'm starting to like when Tess was starting to now become more of a team player with Clark. Where now she's starting to redeem herself.
She finally picked a side. It took her 2 seasons, but she finally did it.
She flip-flops every side, like the last couple of seasons.
I do like that. I like that Clark and Oliver debating about coming out in public. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you coming out. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was like, come on, Clark. Get out of the closet, Clark. Get out of the closet, Clark. Clark's like,
hey, it's 2025. There's no judgment
like,
there.
Well, actually, it was 2010 when this aired.
Well, it was still normalized.
He's like, sorry, okay, it's illegal here, okay. And Oliver just puts his hand like this, and he goes, "If Frodo and Sam can't do it, then we can't." And he just slaps his hand. Says, "Come back to the mountain with me, Clark."
Oh dear God, not the mountain.
Oh God.
By the way, I mean, if you watch Lord of the Rings, even Peter Jackson later admitted saying, "Yeah, there was some we should have had more subtlety in that movie because it did look like they were just like Frodo and Sam were gay the whole time." He says,
Dude, Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn make fun of the MTV Movie Awards. The opening, they made fun of that.
Says,
"Don't you give up on him, Samwise Gamgee."
And they just walks in and looks at. Even Kevin Smith made fun of Clerks too, where he says after they throw the ram into the fire, Sam walks in and he gives Frodo that very gay look. He's just like,
yeah, that was in Clerks 2 joke. The Clerks 2 scene, which that was the best part of that movie, the Lord of the Rings and Star Wars debate.
It's like, oh, they go much more harder in that scene
dude, they went much more harder with a lot of offensive jokes of crude humor in that Clerks 2. They went far out
Lord of the Rings. He said this, but the funniest joke to me is this is the first Lord of the Rings movie.
Here's the first movie, and here's the second movie.
Here's
Walking.
Watch out!
You ready for the third movie?
And then throws the ring in the fire.
I love the extra. I love the extra's response, like fucking A.
He said that movie's so boring. Even the trees walk in those movies.
That was great.
It's true, which is true. The trees do walk.
Dude, they do walk in those movies.
I mean, but I disagree with that though analogy. I mean,
that was the whole funny point of that skit.
It's like they were debating Star Wars versus Lord of the Rings.
He was literally trying to fuck with the Lord of the Rings fan on purpose because that's part of his go-to. He likes to fuck with people.
Like he insults Hayden Christensen and goes, "Danger, my shitty
danger." He's like, danger. My name is Anakin. My shitty acting's ruining Saga.
Oh, Kevin Smith actually said that Hayden Christensen tried to sue them. They tried to get Lucasfilm.
Oh, really? He did?
Yeah, because he says he saw the trailer and the movie wasn't out yet. He saw the trailer and it showed them like talking shit about Hayden Christensen, and he goes. He said, "Oh, they're pissed at you. Hayden Christensen is pissed. He wants George Lucas to sue you." And he goes, "They said he's like, it's a comedy. He's like, it's not real.
It's made to be a joke. It's not made to directly attack the actors."
And he said, like, send him a link.
He was literally just poking fun of what the audience thought about Hayden Christensen's acting during the prequel era, because a lot of people were criticizing that prequel era.
Yeah, which he did say. I said here's my blog for Attack of the Clones, the review I wrote. He goes, send him that link. And I really praised him in Attack of the Clone. I loved Attack of the Clones, he said.
Yeah, and even Kevin Smith says, dude, I love the prequels. He literally loves the prequels.
He said, yes.
He will defend that.
But he said, yeah, he is acting like a little bitch in the movie. I mean, literally, Darth Vader goes, no!
No! And then they add the no in the special editions of Return of the Jedi. No.
Yeah,
because I remember that back in that cut. Like I did not remember him saying no when he grabbed Palpatine and threw him to the fucking pit. Like I do not remember that. I was like, wait, why did he add that shit in this movie?
Me and Kyle were talking the other day, and he said the funniest thing. He said the funniest clip is from Robot Chicken, is where where Darth Vader calls Palpatine and talks about how the Death Star is blown up, and then like Palpatine insults him, and then he's like, Palpatine's, oh my god, he's crying, and he goes. Because he insults Padme and stuff, and he's like, he's crying right now. He's cring, and they're like, oh. And the thing is, it's okay. I'm sorry, okay? All right.
But yeah. Robot Chicken does a great job poking fun of Star Wars. I love
Robot Chicken. They had great fun. But I will say, I think, about this, though, yeah, but like, I do like also how Rick Flag offers Oliver a chance to join Task Force X. I thought that was a really cool idea, and Oliver turns him down only for which Flag knew that he wasn't going to, he wasn't.
Yeah,
going to
that was part of the plan for him to get to tag him on his fucking wrist on the tattoo tag, and I love the part that he beat the crap out of Rick Flag. Like, dude, this is Green Arrow. He'll kick your ass. This is for Chloe. Where's Chloe? Boom, boom, boom.
Also, wasn't it stupid that Cat Grant? This was pretty stupid. Cat Grant basically, like Oliver Green Arrow shows up, and Cat Grant then is just pulling out stuff left and right like a parody. She just throws this like this air horn, arrow through it. She then throws out a taser. He blocks it. And
I thought that was funny. It's silly as shit and stupid, but it's actually pretty funny.
It's like everything is like this felt like I'm like, what am I watching? The Naked Gun movie?
This is more like the slapstick comedy.
The next thing you know, Oliver's gonna look up and say, "Nice beaver." But
There's a giant picture of a mile old. There's a giant man. There's a taxidermy beaver on the wall.
let's go to scores. Collins 1 to 10.
Oh, you know what? I can't. I can't. 5 out of 10.
Okay, Matt.
It was okay. Did not love it. 6. I'm giving it 6.
Fuck you, okay?
It was okay. It was okay.
I was literally like, you know what?
Without that Carter Hall with Lois thing, I probably would have given it a lot less. I give it a 4.
I'm
Well,
sitting there like, I
speaking
gave
of
it
four-
5 out of 10 because of y'all. I'm like, you know what? It is like, not great. You know what? I'll give it 5.
You know what? Speaking of 4, that is my score. This episode was a big old chore to get through, and somehow the next episode is.
Dude, it should be the countdown. 6, 5.
I think this is a better episode. To be fair, Supergirl, I think it's a better
yeah, it is. We can all agree it's a better episode.
There's some crazy ass shit in that episode. We were like, this is in a show that DC that they allowed to be in a show, because I'm just thinking this is some show that would be on FX.
Yeah, it'd be like an American Horror Story. Remember that scene with Lois in that strip club thing, whatever that was?
There's a BDSM club.
It literally felt like an American Horror Story before American Horror Story was even a thing.
Darkseid has a kink fetish. He has the BDSM.
Yeah, Gordon Godfrey, one of Darkseid's disciples, very kinky fetish shit going on.
Speaking of, let's get into that. This is season 10, episode 3, called Supergirl.
Season premiere Friday, September 24th on the CW.
What about this Blur? Is this the kind of savior you want your children believing in?
The evil that's coming to Earth is like nothing you've ever seen. Now imagine that creature wielding all of your powers. It can possess you.
Clark is stunned when Kara returns to Earth and tells him Jor-El sent her to stop the dark force that is coming because he doesn't believe Clark can handle it. Meanwhile, Lois confronts Gordon Godfrey, a shock jock radio DJ who has been crusading against heroes, after he threatens the Green Arrow. However, after Godfrey is possessed by the dark force, he takes Lois hostage and Clark and Kara have to come to her rescue. So this one was additionally a big old chore to sit through, and I didn't care for it at all. Like, Gordon Godfrey is so annoying, and I get that that's the point, but
He's basically Tucker Carlson.
I was going to say Rush.
He's basically Jay Jonah and Tucker
Or
Carlson.
No, you know who he is? He's Alex Jones.
Spider-Man is a criminal. That's what he is. A vigilante, a public menace.
I was gonna say Rush Limbaugh, but I think Alex Jones might be more akin. Like, next thing you know, Godfrey's gonna be talking about gay frogs or whatever Alex Jones talks about nowadays. But I don't know if they were going for like some kind of commentary on like the church and how it's like a cabal of something. But this is the fakest looking church I have ever seen in my life. It's like one room, and I've been to church my whole life, so I'm a bit of an authority in this context. It's like a one room with like 15 seats, and then next door it's like this, like, let's call it what it is. It's a BDSM club, like literally next door. Like, they couldn't make it more unsubtle of what they were trying to say here with this.
It's literally like having a Catholic church and then a gay bar right next to the Catholic church. I'm just saying this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they were next door.
I'm just like, I don't understand.
Like, hey,
why.
neighbor.
Like,
He goes,
in the
where's
name of the
Father
Father
Callahan
and
at?
of the Son and of the don't mind the noise. They're just shooting scenes from Hellraiser 3 in there. In the Holy Spirit, amen. Christ, peace be with you. Like, what are we even doing here, people? I just didn't care for this episode. Like, Clark and Kara, I liked fine. Like Kara being like, Jor-El sent me. I'm like, you sure about that? Like, I just like and like Clark trying to get into Jor-El's good graces again. I'm like, Jor-El has treated you like crap this entire time. So, like, cut it, set up a boundary between you and him. Get him out of your life. Like, you should be like, you go, Kara. I'm just going to live my life. I'll do street level stuff.
Well, in his defense, Jor-El was just trying to give him that reverse psychology to prove him wrong, because he knows what's going to happen with Darkseid when he takes control of his darkness. Because he still has that darkness hold that he's dwelling on, and he has to try to overcome it. And he's just trying to tell him what he wants to hear.
Which what it is, which Darkseid, it's kind of weird, but what it is Darkseid is not in this show in the continuity of Smallville. Darkseid is kind of like Voldemort, where he has pieces of him attached to all these people, and basically, like and Darkseid is just out there like that, and so he basically has touched upon, what's his name, Godfrey,
Yeah,
and
Godfrey.
and two other people that he's touched upon, and basically,
which we will get to that
Yeah.
one with these other two people.
Which, if you've seen Jack Snyder's Justice League, you kind of will know who these people are.
Mm-hmm.
Only they're not aliens; they're humans.
They're in human. Well, they are aliens, but they're in the human form.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I'm saying, but yeah, those humans are possessed by those alien beings.
They're just like a vessel.
Yeah, they're a vessel. Like Godfrey is a vessel for.
They're the Dark Cloud. The Dark Cloud.
Which was pretty cool seeing parademons come out of his chest. And I'm like, parademons.
Yeah.
Having seen Batman versus Superman and Justice League, I'm just like, parademons, yeah.
Yep.
Because I'm just like, wow.
History doesn't often repeat itself, but it does rhyme.
Yeah,
it's poetry.
I did like. The only thing was weird was seeing then when he goes to a BDSM club and he's like, yeah. He's like,
come on, let's go. I don't care about the phones, Lois.
And then he sees like, I'm like, well, I mean, I guess I don't know if Godfrey,
he switched his deep voice.
I don't know if Godfrey had like a kinky voice, if Godfrey just has a kink, or if it's actually the man that he's possessing. But like,
well, he has a kicky fetish. He uses it as a distraction. That's his thing, dude.
There goes Lois. Which that was Darkseid's voice that was talking with the Clark. It was Darkseid.
Well, yeah, but that was just switching his true voice of what Godfrey sounds like.
See through them, like Darkseid can see. Like
that's true. Yeah, he could.
So
but those are just like he's just one of the disciples. He's one of the disciples of his minions.
Yeah, Darkseid is aware of Superman's existence now.
Of course he is. And he mentioned about the Book of Ra the moment he opened that portal. It brought Darkseid here to Earth.
So wouldn't that make sense? So you basically kind of makes you want, and basically, he basically opened a beacon. It's kind of like in Zack Snyder's Justice League, where it's like when Lex Luthor goes.
Yeah, when he dies, he opened the mother box. He awakened the mother box. The scream of his death is what.
By the way, there is no mother boxes in this show.
Yeah, they don't have that one in this continuity of Smallville.
And Steppenwolf is not in the show either.
Yeah, don't expect Steppenwolf to show up anytime
soon.
That's
the one thing we can say. The Mother Box and Steppenwolf are not there.
The side, almighty Darkseid.
Which I will say, they did him so dirty in the theatrical cut. But
the theatrical cut, they made him so dirty. But in this version, he made him more ruthless, terrifying, and also he had a purpose. He did all this so he can earn back into his grace for his uncle Darkseid to return home because he was banished.
The scene that I hated in the theatrical cut, but I love in the director's cut, is the scene where they're trying to keep away from the box from Steppenwolf, all the Amazonians, and he's just murdering them left and right. Like he's just
because watching that scene was literally watching the female version of 300, and I would have watched that movie with the Amazonians. That was so fucking good. Comparing to what we saw in the theatrical cut, this one felt more weight because they literally sacrificed the Amazonians to sink right into the ocean. You literally sacrificed your own people to
and then he just busted out of there and just
he busted out of there like damn, because that was the original look that he wanted that design for Steppenwolf until he was shooting with WB and he was compromised to change the look that we saw in the theatrical cut before he departed. I
did like the introduction of Godfrey though, because in the comics he is connected to Darkseid. He is a guy who is connected to Darkseid. But he's more of like, he's kind of like, if you've ever seen like X-Men, the movie, what's his name? The one that Mystique possesses at the end.
Oh, Senator Kelly.
Senator Kelly, yeah. He's kind of like a Senator
The mutant
Kelly
hater.
That, Darkseid is manipulating in the comics.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's basically like, oh, superheroes need to go away and everything. And, with, ironically, in the X-Men movies, Henry Gyrick, the one his assistant that Mystique kills, that is the one who is actually in the cartoons and in the comics is the one that said, "You need to go away." True. And he's like, and then I guess they decided not to. They just gave this guy the name.
He was like, he's just on the plane, like, what the UN summit.
Mr. Gyrick, yeah.
He's just a dude.
Yeah, it's just the dude with that name, and I'm like, well, that shows they didn't do their homework really. I was like, yeah. But in this continuity, I will say Smallville actually got it pretty accurately, because in this one, like he is technically someone who's a political commentator, who wants to get rid of the superheroes, and then he's being Darkseid, is pulling the strings, even though technically he's being possessed by Godfrey, and he's possessed, pulling the strings behind the scenes. I thought that was a cool idea.
But I will say that the reunion with Kara, I like. It's been a long time since we last saw her, since season 8, since the Bloodline episode. And also, we got another flying lesson. That's the second time funny. That she tries to teach him how to fly.
I like that he drops him and then
he thought he got it, and then it felt like you're watching a fucking Looney Tunes from the coyote just falls to his death when he got it, like woo.
It kind of reminded me of the scene in Iron Man 1 whenever he's like flying and then all of a sudden his jet kick out and he goes
or in Man of Steel. Remember when Clark tries to fly once and he falls into the mountain?
I will say, I did like the stupidest shot of the movie of the episode was whenever the billboard scene just so shitty because it's like it falls down all of a sudden.
It's such a heavy green screen.
When I saw they unveiled it, I'm like, that's not even a real veil. That just looks like something like red clay, or it looks like just fake blood.
It's such a lazy billboard sign.
And it's CGI, and you're just like, you could tell the budget was so bad. I mean, that's what Ryan was saying. Like, it just looks so awful.
They couldn't get the budget to put up a real billboard.
Well, I mean,
because it was shot in the studio lot. They weren't in the real city.
That's fine and all, but it still looks terrible. Like that, that red curtain gets like taken off the thing. It's like wee, and then there's like a one.
Wind, it's like that
it looks like Spawn's cape in the movie Spawn.
Did you notice that every time we hear that sound, every time something falls, like a billboard or fucking cable or whatever, like it's kind of like the Willem scream.
Yeah,
kind of like the Willem scream noise.
You've seen that movie Spawn, right, Matt?
Yeah, I've seen Spawn.
It looks like
the red cape shit.
It looks like when they've unveiled it. It looks like the unveiling was like the cape from Spawn, just the 90s.
It does.
I apologize for your brain cells.
And Carl's got the disguise. She had the wig and the glasses in the end of the episode.
I do like going in disguise. Also, it made me laugh. Those when Supergirl and Clark are in the BDSM club, and then Supergirl, what is this place? And then Clark goes, it's hard to explain.
It's hard to explain. Yeah.
And then they made Lois Lane a dominatrix, which I'm like, man, Ryan was probably like, you know what, this isn't that bad.
Hey, it doesn't look that bad. It's a little spicy, a little juicy.
Ryan's like, this is great. This is like that episode in season 5 where Lois was a stripper.
Now it's like a 2.0 where she's now a stripper again.
Oh no, I think it's worse than that. I mean, the stripper is one thing.
Yeah, it's worse. It's a lot worse.
Dominatrix now.
Like she's in the fucking Matrix.
Well, not exactly, Matt, but you're close.
If you've seen fucking Matrix Revolution, remember that exotic club that Morpheus and Trinity went in that place?
Yeah. So somebody was literally in that movie. Somebody's getting a titty twister as you're watching.
Yeah, I saw that. A little. It pans over and just like get the titty twister here, get a little kinky. Yeah,
I was watching. Here's a crazy thing. I was watching because my niece. I showed my nephew and them the Matrix movie, the first Matrix movie. They loved it, so we watched the Matrix Reloaded. I made them close their eyes at the rave scene, obviously, because I'm.
Of course, it's.
I forgot.
I even watched that as a kid. I watched that scene as a kid, and I was like, wow.
We get to Revolution. I forget about the club scene that has nudity. So there's a scene, all of a sudden the panning shot, and the woman gets her tits like you can't it's like
yeah.
I saw my nephew point
Dude, I literally spot that on the first viewing when I watched that movie.
And I was not aware of that scene because I only watched the movie like 3 or 4 times in my life, and I'm just like. Oh.
But dude, the MTV Movie Awards when Justin Timberlake and Sean William Scott were poking fun of Reloaded, and they poked fun of that fucking rave at the scene in Zion. That was, and Eddie Dick just fucking cameoed in it. That was great.
Rave, ecstasy.
And the robots are coming to kill us. Does that make you want to party?
Well, I do not care for this episode at all, and I'm sick of talking about it. So
damn, you really did not like this episode.
Before we go, they ripped off also the end of Iron Man.
Oh yeah, they did when he when Oliver decided to come out.
Yeah, it's like I was waiting for him to go. I am Iron Man.
He literally he didn't even say Iron Man, but yeah, he said I am Green Arrow.
I'm like, oh god, okay.
Are they really trying to copy and paste from Iron Man because they came out a couple of years after? Because the episode came out a couple of years after Iron Man 1.
Yeah, Iron Man 2 was literally probably just came out that summer.
Yeah, it was 2010, and 2010 came out in the summer of 2010 for Iron Man 2. And then around in 2011, it was coming out on the same year for the first Thor movie. Then later in the fall, it was Captain America: The First Avenger.
I just think I was in there laughing, going like, I said, "Oh my god!" Like first off, we got this weird ass BDM stuff. Then we got a freaking Iron Man like rip off montage where he's like, "I am Green Arrow," and I'm just thinking, "Oh my god!" Like I wish.
Why are you doing this, Oliver?
Robert Downey Jr. Avengers eye roll, where Robert Downey Jr.
But also, like his goal, like just to come out of the open, but also he's trying to get Chloe's attention after she departed. Like, come on, dude. That's just a desperate attempt.
I really do think you're onto something there, though. I think Chloe's has not been in this episode since episode 1. And I'm just sitting there going like, I don't understand,
Yeah, even when he was debating with Clark in the last episode, like, dude, we're using their identity as victimize, and we want to come out in the open. And why should we? And he's literally trying to get Chloe's attention. Just so that he wouldn't have to, so that he wouldn't be one of the heroes that had to hide his identity to the world. Because now they're about to lose faith, and now they're about to be falling for that whole anti-vigilante law.
Well, I mean, yeah, true. You know what? I think, really. I mean, this episode, was a weaker episode. Hopefully next week's will be better.
It's better than the last one. It's better than S.H.I.E.L.D.
What do you got coming? All right, so I forgot. We gotta go ratings.
Yeah. You forgot that you're not the host.
I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
Okay,
mine same here, 7.
I'm going 4.
You what?
I didn't like this one.
You're a
So
dick.
it's the same score from S.H.I.E.L.D. So you hate both episodes
dick,
equally.
Ryan. You are
No, like both of these were just chores to get through. Like there's
Ryan's
some
like
good
this,
stuff, but there's a
Ryan's playing that song music, Harry Nelson, or I can't live if living is without you. He's just sitting there playing that song, and he's just sad, and he's like, "These episodes suck."
He's probably crying in the bathtub, like Spider from Into the Spider-Verse style, like.
My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds of my window.
Are you saying Dear Stan?
Dear Stan, he is.
Well, I was technically doing Thank You by Dido, which was sampled for that song, but sure,
True.
why not?
And all of a sudden, you're gonna tie up your pregnant wife and drive.
Well, no, here's the thing. She kind of was depressed singing in the near the fucking the bathroom scene.
I'm just like, it's funny. We actually mentioned that one time, Dear Stan, back a couple of seasons ago. And I was just like, we haven't mentioned Dear Stan. It's like our second Dear Stan.
What episode was it that we
It
acknowledged?
was an episode where someone was being stalked, and they were, like I said, they're like a Dear Stan letter. Then
oh yeah,
they start singing Dito.
Was it the Invisible Man? Was that whole Invisible episode? The Invisible
I think
Man,
it was season 1.
5.
Yeah,
I think it was like season 5 or something.
that was like season 1 or 2.
Well, they had 2 versions of episodes of the Invisible Man. They had the one from season.
It was the early season, like the very.
Oh yeah, so yeah. It was the bathroom scene too. It was being stalked in the bathroom. But also, yeah, the SNL skit when they made fun of the Dear Stan, the PS5. Please bring me a PS5, which was such a relatable
new address.
It's literally a relatable joke because it was so difficult to get a PS5 at the time during the pandemic. It was selling out, and they poked fun of it in the SNL skit.
And then Eminem gets a PS5 and goes, "Dear, damn!"
And you had Jason Bateman being Santa Claus.
Well, I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of these 2 episodes? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to read what you have to say, and we look forward to seeing you all tonight for the episode 200 watch party, and I'm looking forward to that very much. But Collins, where can the people find you?
They can find me for Sharpton for president. They can find me at 3D Movie Cinema. I just by the time this airs, I will have dropped my review for Civil War, Captain America Civil War, not the movie Civil War. And then of course, I will have been me and Matt will have been on what's his name's watch party.
Kyle.
Flitz
movies pop culture.
I don't know why I was gonna say Henry for some reason. I was gonna say Henry.
Oh dear God,
Henry Moggett.
no.
Henry.
I thought I was gonna say Henry. I'm like, I know.
I was like, no, fuck. Oh, geez, fuck that. Don't even start.
But yeah, we're gonna be on Kyle's watch party for Logan, and then of course, yeah, but yeah, that's it.
All right, Matt Wyatt, what about you?
Well, I just dropped my thoughts in the breakdown video of Avengers Doomsday casting announcements and my spoiler review for Daredevil Born Again for the 5th and 6th episodes, and the Netflix movie The Electric State. So definitely check that out. So you can go find my YouTube channel at Matt Wyatt 92.
Best movie ever. The best.
Yeah,
movie
it's
ever.
it's the future of cinema. It's a mass.
Yeah,
it's an Oscar worthy, bro.
I saw somebody the other day, the one I told you about, that guy I told you said that movie was great.
You DM'd me in that one.
Said that movie, the audience and the critics are wrong, and that the movie is actually good.
Well, these guys' links are in the description. Go give them a subscribe. As far as this channel goes, a lot of projects wrapping up and starting up. Just David Lynch project, Best Picture month is wrapping up, or will have wrapped up, I guess, by the time this video airs. So all of that will be coming very soon. Like and subscribe, do the thing. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you tonight for the watch party. Truth for Justice for the American Way. Always hold on to Smallville. Collins, do the thing.
Sharpton for president, y'all. I'm outie.